It was a sunny morning in Belize, the kind that made the sea shimmer like a bed of jewels. As I, Emily, a seasoned diver and marine researcher, prepared for another day of mapping the underwater reefs, I had no idea that my life was about to take an extraordinary turn. My team and I had been working on this project for months, meticulously charting the underwater topography to aid in conservation efforts. The area we were exploring today was remote, rarely visited, and promised the kind of untouched beauty that every diver dreams of. With my gear secured, I slipped into the warm embrace of the Caribbean Sea. The water was crystal clear, offering visibility that stretched for what seemed like miles. As I descended, the vibrant colors of the coral reefs greeted me, teeming with life. Schools of fish darted around, their scales catching the sunlight in a dazzling display. It was a typical day, or so I thought, until I ventured further into the depths. As I swam along the reef, something unusual caught my eye. At first, it appeared to be just another rock formation, but as I got closer, I noticed something peculiar. The shapes were too regular, too symmetrical to be mere rocks. They were covered in a thick layer of algae and coral, blending seamlessly with their surroundings. Yet there was an unmistakable pattern to them. My heart skipped a beat as I realized I might have stumbled upon something man-made. Driven by curiosity, I moved closer, brushing aside the marine growth to reveal more of the structure beneath. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. A series of stone blocks, perfectly aligned, forming what seemed to be part of a wall or foundation. The realization hit me with a rush of excitement and disbelief. Could this be a remnant of an ancient civilization? The thought was both thrilling and daunting. I quickly checked my air supply, ensuring I had enough time to explore further. The structure extended deeper into the seabed, partially buried under layers of sand and coral. I circled around it, trying to gauge its size and shape. The more I saw, the more convinced I became that this was no ordinary discovery. The stones were massive, each one meticulously placed, suggesting a level of engineering that was impressive even by modern standards. As I continued my exploration, I couldn't help but wonder about the people who might have built this. What was this place? A temple? A city? The questions swirled in my mind, each one more intriguing than the last. I knew I needed to document everything I could before returning to the surface. I took out my underwater camera, capturing images of the structure from every angle, hoping to piece together its story later. Despite the excitement, I was aware of the potential dangers. The structure was old, possibly unstable, and I had to be careful not to disturb anything that could cause a collapse. I also kept an eye out for any signs of marine life that might not appreciate my intrusion. Respect for the ocean and its inhabitants was paramount, and I was determined to leave no trace of my visit. After what felt like both an eternity and a fleeting moment, I realized it was time to head back. My air supply was running low, and I needed to share this incredible find with my team. As I ascended, my mind raced with possibilities. This could be a groundbreaking discovery, one that might change our understanding of history in this region. Back on the boat, I couldn't contain my excitement. "You won't believe what I found down there," I exclaimed to my team, my voice barely able to contain the thrill of the discovery. They gathered around as I showed them the photos, each image sparking a flurry of questions and speculation. It was clear that we had stumbled upon something significant, something that demanded further investigation. As the sun set over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, I knew this was just the beginning. The mysterious structure beneath the waves held secrets waiting to be uncovered, and I was determined to solve the mystery of its origins. Little did I know, this unexpected discovery was about to lead us on an adventure beyond anything we could have imagined. The following day, I awoke with a sense of anticipation buzzing through me, like an electric current. The images of the submerged structure had occupied my dreams, and I was eager to return to the site. Armed with a fresh tank of air and my trusty camera, I prepared to dive back into the depths. My team, equally intrigued, was ready to support the exploration with additional equipment and resources. As I descended into the water, the familiar sensation of weightlessness enveloped me. The sea was calm, and visibility was excellent, a perfect day for diving. I retraced my path from the previous day, the route now etched into my memory. The structure awaited, hidden beneath its veil of marine life, a silent guardian of its secrets. Upon reaching the site, I took a moment to orient myself. The structure's symmetry was striking, each stone block fitting seamlessly with the next. I swam closer, examining the craftsmanship. The stones were smooth, their edges precise, suggesting they had been shaped with care and purpose. This was no accidental pile of rubble. It was the work of skilled hands. I began documenting the site more thoroughly, capturing high-resolution images and taking detailed notes. The structure appeared to form a series of interconnected rooms or chambers, partially buried under the sand. I estimated that only a fraction of it was visible, with the rest hidden beneath the ocean floor. The idea that there might be more to discover fueled my determination. As I swam around the perimeter, my attention was drawn to a section that seemed different. The stones here were carved with intricate patterns, barely visible under the layers of algae. I gently brushed away the growth, revealing a series of symbols and designs etched into the rock. They were unlike anything I had ever seen, and my heart raced at the thought of what they might mean. I carefully photographed the carvings, knowing they would be crucial for understanding the structure's purpose and origin. The symbols were both familiar and alien, echoing the art of ancient cultures, yet distinct in their own right. I couldn't help but wonder if they held the key to deciphering the site's history. As I continued my exploration, I noticed a change in the water's current. It was subtle, a gentle push and pull that seemed to emanate from the structure itself. It was as if the ruins were breathing, alive in their own way. The sensation was both eerie and exhilarating, adding to the mystery that surrounded this underwater enigma. The deeper I delved, the more questions arose. Who built the structure and why? What events had led to its submersion beneath the sea? Each stone seemed to whisper stories of a forgotten time, urging me to uncover their secrets. I was acutely aware of the privilege and responsibility that came with such a discovery. As my air supply dwindled, I reluctantly prepared to return to the surface. I had gathered a wealth of information, but it was clear that this was only the beginning. The structure held countless mysteries, and I was determined to unravel them one by one. Before ascending, I took a final glance at the carvings, committing their patterns to memory. Back on the boat, the excitement was palpable. My team gathered around as I shared my findings, their eyes wide with wonder. We pored over the photographs, each image a piece of the puzzle we were eager to solve. The symbols, in particular, sparked intense discussion and speculation. These carvings could be a form of language, suggested Mark, one of our linguists. If we can decode them, we might learn more about the people who built this. I agree, replied Lisa, our archaeologist. The craftsmanship is remarkable. This site could be a significant archaeological find. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the water, we knew that our work was just beginning. The submerged structure was an enigma, its secrets waiting to be uncovered. With renewed determination, we planned our next steps, eager to continue the exploration and unlock the mysteries of this ancient site. Returning to the site for the third time, I felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. The previous dives had revealed so much, yet I sensed there was still much more hidden beneath the sand and sea. Today, my focus was on the inscriptions, those mysterious carvings that seemed to hold the key to understanding the ancient structure. Equipped with a small brush and a waterproof notebook, I was determined to document every detail. As I descended through the clear waters, the familiar site of the structure came into view. The stones, with their precise alignment and weathered beauty, seemed to welcome me back. I swam directly to the section where I had found the carvings, eager to continue my investigation. Carefully, I began clearing away the algae and sediment that obscured the inscriptions. The symbols were intricate, each one unique, yet part of a coherent pattern. I traced them with my fingers, feeling the grooves that had been etched into the stone long ago. The craftsmanship was extraordinary, suggesting a level of skill and artistry that was both impressive and humbling. As I worked, I couldn't help but imagine the people who had created these carvings. What stories did they tell? What messages were they trying to convey? The symbols seemed to speak of a culture rich in history and tradition, one that had thrived in this region before the sea claimed it as its own. I meticulously documented each symbol, drawing them in my notebook and taking close-up photographs. Some resembled familiar shapes, spirals, circles, and lines, while others were more abstract, their meanings elusive. I knew that deciphering these inscriptions would require the expertise of linguists and historians, but the prospect of uncovering their secrets filled me with anticipation. As I continued my work, a thought struck me. These inscriptions might not just be decorative. They could be a form of writing. If that were the case, this discovery could provide invaluable insights into an ancient civilization. The possibility was exhilarating, and I felt a renewed sense of purpose. The water around me was calm, the only sounds the gentle rhythm of my breathing and the occasional distant call of a dolphin. It was a serene setting, yet I was acutely aware of the weight of history resting in my hands. Each stroke of my brush revealed more of the past, a past that had been hidden for centuries beneath the ocean's surface. As I finished documenting the inscriptions, I took a moment to reflect on the significance of this find. The carvings were a bridge to another time, a tangible connection to a world that had once existed here. I felt a deep sense of responsibility to honor and preserve this heritage, to ensure that the stories of these ancient people were not forgotten. With my work complete, I began my ascent, my mind racing with possibilities. Back on the boat, I shared my findings with the team, their excitement mirroring my own. We gathered around the photographs and sketches, each of us eager to contribute to the unfolding mystery. These symbols could be the key to understanding this entire site, Mark said, examining one of the images closely. If we can translate them, we might learn who these people were and why they built this structure, or even what led to its submersion, added Lisa, her eyes alight with curiosity. This could change everything we know about the history of this region. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, we knew that our journey was far from over. The inscriptions were a tantalizing clue, a glimpse into a world that was waiting to be rediscovered. With renewed determination, we prepared for the challenges ahead, ready to unlock the secrets of this submerged enigma. The next dive was planned with meticulous precision. The discovery of the inscriptions had heightened our awareness of the site's potential significance, but it also brought a sobering realization. The structure might not be as stable as it appeared. As I prepared to dive once more, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were venturing into unknown territory, both literally and figuratively. The morning was calm, the sea a mirror reflecting the clear blue sky. I double-checked my equipment, ensuring everything was in order. Safety was paramount, especially given the age and fragility of the ruins. My team and I had discussed the risks, and I was acutely aware of the need to be cautious. As I descended into the water, the familiar world of the underwater site unfolded around me. The structure loomed ahead, its stones standing as silent sentinels of the past. I swam toward the area where the inscriptions were located, intent on further exploration. The water was clear, visibility excellent, and I felt a sense of calm as I approached the ancient carvings. But as I began to examine a new section of the structure, a shadow passed over me. It was sudden, a fleeting dark shape that sent a shiver down my spine. I looked up instinctively, scanning the water above. A school of fish darted away, their silvery bodies flashing in the sunlight. My heart quickened. Something large was nearby. I hovered in place, my senses heightened. The ocean was vast, teeming with life, and encounters with larger marine creatures were not uncommon. But this felt different. The water seemed to pulse with an energy, a presence that was both intriguing and unsettling. I reminded myself to stay calm, to observe before reacting. As I watched, the shadow returned, moving with grace and purpose. It was a large creature, perhaps a shark or a manta ray, its silhouette cutting through the water with ease. I held my breath, captivated by its majesty. The ocean was its realm, and I was merely a visitor. The creature circled once, then glided away, disappearing into the blue depths. I exhaled slowly, my initial apprehension giving way to awe. Encounters like these were a reminder of the ocean's power and mystery, a testament to the delicate balance of life beneath the waves. But as the creature vanished, I felt a renewed sense of urgency. The structure was ancient, its stones weathered by time and tide. I needed to be cautious, not only for my safety, but to preserve the integrity of the site. The presence of large marine life was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the ocean, a factor we had to respect and accommodate. I continued my exploration, documenting the inscriptions and the surrounding architecture. Each discovery added a new layer to the site story, a narrative that was slowly taking shape. But I was mindful of my surroundings, aware that the ocean held its own secrets and dangers. As my air supply began to dwindle, I knew it was time to return to the surface. I had gathered valuable information, but there was still much to learn. The site was a puzzle, each piece revealing more of its history and significance. I was determined to continue the exploration, to uncover the full extent of what lay beneath the waves. Back on the boat, I shared my experience with the team. The encounter with the shadow had been a reminder of the ocean's unpredictability, a factor we needed to consider in our plans. We discussed the importance of safety, of balancing our curiosity with caution. That was a close one, Mark said, his expression serious. We need to be vigilant. The site is incredible, but we can't take unnecessary risks. Agreed, Lisa added. The ocean is beautiful, but it's also powerful. We need to respect that. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the water, we reviewed our findings and prepared for the next steps. The structure was an enigma, its secrets waiting to be uncovered. With renewed determination, we planned our next dive, ready to continue the exploration and unlock the mysteries of this ancient site. After the thrilling and somewhat unnerving events of the previous dive, we returned to our base with a sense of urgency and excitement. The inscriptions and the structure itself were more than just archaeological curiosities. They were potential keys to understanding a forgotten chapter of human history. Once back on land, the team and I gathered in our makeshift lab, eager to analyze the data we had collected. The photographs of the inscriptions were spread out on the table, each one a piece of a larger puzzle. Mark, our linguist, was already deep in thought, comparing the symbols to known ancient scripts. Lisa, our archaeologist, pored over the images of the structure, her eyes alight with curiosity and anticipation. This is remarkable, Mark said, breaking the silence. These symbols have elements of Proto-Mayan script, but they're distinct. It's like a dialect or an offshoot that we've never documented before. His words hung in the air, the weight of their implications sinking in. If these inscriptions were indeed a unique script, it could mean that the civilization responsible for the structure had developed its own language or writing system. This was a revelation that could reshape our understanding of pre-Columbian cultures in the region. Lisa leaned in, examining the photographs closely. The architecture is incredible, she remarked. The precision of the stonework, the complexity of the design. It's unlike anything we've seen from this era. This site could be part of a city or a ceremonial complex. Her excitement was infectious, and I felt a renewed sense of purpose. The discovery was more than just a scientific breakthrough. It was a connection to a world that had long been lost to the sea. As we continued to discuss our findings, the enormity of what we had uncovered began to take shape. The next step was clear. We needed to consult with experts in Mesoamerican history and archaeology. The inscriptions and architectural style suggested a link to ancient cultures in the region, but the specifics were elusive. We reached out to colleagues at universities and research institutions, sharing our data and seeking their input. Within days, responses began to trickle in. The consensus was unanimous. The site was a significant archaeological find, one that warranted further investigation. The inscriptions, in particular, sparked intense interest and debate. Some scholars suggested they might be a form of proto-writing, a precursor to more developed scripts. Others theorized that they could be symbolic or religious in nature. Amidst the flurry of activity, I took a moment to reflect on how far we had come. What had begun as a routine mapping expedition had transformed into a journey of discovery, one that was opening doors to a past long forgotten. The site was more than just a collection of stones and symbols. It was a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. As we prepared for our next expedition, The excitement in the team was palpable. We were on the brink of uncovering a new chapter in history, one that could provide insights into the lives and beliefs of a lost civilization. The potential was staggering, and we were determined to approach the project with the care and respect it deserved. Our preparations included securing additional funding and resources, as well as assembling a team of specialists to assist with the excavation and analysis. Safety was a priority, both for the divers and for the preservation of the site. We developed a comprehensive plan, outlining the steps we would take to document and study the ruins in detail. The anticipation was building, and as we finalized our plans, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be part of such a groundbreaking project. The ocean had revealed its secrets to us, and it was our responsibility to honor and preserve them for future generations. As the sun set over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the water, I knew that we were ready for the challenges ahead. The structure beneath the waves held countless mysteries, and we were poised to uncover them, one dive at a time. As the excitement of our discoveries settled into a focused determination, we faced a critical decision: how to proceed with the exploration of the site while ensuring its protection and integrity. The structure and inscriptions were invaluable, and the potential for looting or damage was a real concern. Balancing the desire to share our findings with the world against the need to preserve the site was a delicate task. We convened a meeting in our makeshift lab, the atmosphere charged with anticipation and a touch of apprehension. Mark, Lisa, and I were joined by Dr. James Turner, an expert in Mesoamerican archaeology who had flown in to assist with the project. His presence added a layer of gravitas to our discussions, underscoring the significance of our find. "We need to be very careful about how we handle this," Dr. Turner began, his tone measured and thoughtful. "The site is incredibly fragile, and any disturbance could cause irreparable damage. We must also consider the ethical implications of our work." Lisa nodded in agreement. "We can't afford to rush this. We need a comprehensive plan that prioritizes both safety and preservation. But we also need to think about how to protect the site from potential looters." The discussion was intense, with each of us weighing the pros and cons of various approaches. We considered keeping the discovery under wraps until we had completed our initial study. But there were risks associated with that as well. If word got out, the site could be compromised before we had a chance to secure it. "Perhaps we can work with local authorities to establish a protected area around the site," Mark suggested. "This would help prevent unauthorized access and give us the time we need to conduct our research." Dr. Turner agreed. "That's a good idea. We should also reach out to international organizations that specialize in underwater archaeology and heritage preservation. Their expertise and resources could be invaluable." As we continued to brainstorm, it became clear that a multifaceted approach was necessary. We needed to secure funding, enlist the support of local and international agencies, and develop a detailed excavation plan. The stakes were high, but we were committed to doing everything in our power to protect and study the site responsibly. With a plan in place, we set to work. Mark and I began drafting proposals for grants and funding, highlighting the significance of our discovery and the need for immediate action. Lisa and Dr. Turner reached out to colleagues and organizations, forging partnerships that would bolster our efforts. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Within weeks, we had secured funding from several prestigious institutions, and offers of assistance poured in from experts around the world. The sense of camaraderie and shared purpose was invigorating, and we felt a renewed sense of confidence in our mission. As we prepared for the next phase of our exploration, we also took steps to protect the site. Working with local authorities, we established a protected zone around the area, complete with surveillance and regular patrols. This measure provided a sense of security, allowing us to focus on our research without the constant fear of looting or vandalism. The next dive was a pivotal moment. Armed with new equipment and a clear plan, we descended into the depths with a sense of purpose and determination. Our goal was to conduct a thorough survey of the site, documenting every detail and mapping out the areas that required further excavation. As we explored, the true scale of the structure became apparent. The interconnected chambers and passageways suggested a complex and sophisticated design, hinting at a society with advanced engineering skills. The inscriptions, too, were more extensive than we had initially realized, covering large sections of the walls and providing a wealth of information to decipher. Back on the boat, the atmosphere was electric. We had gathered a treasure trove of data, each piece adding to the puzzle of this ancient civilization. The excitement was tempered by a sense of responsibility, knowing that our work could have far-reaching implications for our understanding of history. In the days that followed, we worked tirelessly to analyze our findings. The inscriptions were painstakingly translated, revealing insights into the culture, beliefs, and daily life of the people who had built the structure. The architectural features were studied in detail, shedding light on the construction techniques and materials used. As the scope of our discovery continued to expand, so did our commitment to preserving and sharing it with the world. The decision to proceed cautiously and responsibly had been the right one, and we were determined to honor the legacy of the ancient civilization we had uncovered. With our initial findings thoroughly documented and the site secured, we stood at the threshold of a new chapter in our exploration. The structure beneath the waves had revealed just enough to tantalize our imaginations and fuel our determination to uncover more. The journey ahead promised to be as challenging as it was exciting, and we were ready to dive deeper, both literally and figuratively, into the mysteries of this ancient civilization. Our team had grown, bolstered by the addition of specialists in underwater archaeology, ancient languages, and marine conservation. The collaboration with local authorities and international organizations had provided us with the resources and expertise needed to conduct a comprehensive study of the site. The sense of camaraderie and shared purpose was palpable, and we were united by a common goal: to unlock the secrets of the submerged structure and preserve its legacy for future generations. As we prepared for our next expedition, the excitement was tempered by a sense of responsibility. The site was fragile, and the work ahead required meticulous planning and execution. We held daily briefings, discussing every detail of the dive plans, safety protocols, and research objectives. Each member of the team brought their unique skills and perspectives, contributing to a well-rounded and thorough approach. The morning of the dive was clear and calm, the sea a brilliant shade of blue. As I donned my diving gear, I felt a familiar mix of anticipation and reverence. The ocean had become a gateway to a forgotten world, and I was eager to continue the journey. With a final check of my equipment, I slipped into the water, the cool embrace of the sea enveloping me. Descending through the clear waters, the structure came into view, its stones standing as silent witnesses to the passage of time. The site had become almost familiar, yet it still held an air of mystery that beckoned us to explore further. Our goal for this dive was to map the extent of the structure, documenting any additional inscriptions and architectural features that could provide clues to its purpose and origin. As we swam through the interconnected chambers and passageways, the scale of the site became increasingly apparent. The structure was vast, extending far beyond what we had initially mapped. Each chamber revealed new details, carvings, artifacts, and construction techniques that painted a picture of a sophisticated and complex society. One of the most intriguing discoveries was a series of reliefs depicting scenes of daily life. The carvings showed people engaged in various activities, fishing, farming, and participating in what appeared to be religious ceremonies. These images provided a glimpse into the lives of the people who had built and inhabited the structure, offering valuable insights into their culture and traditions. As we documented the reliefs, Mark and I discussed their significance. "These scenes are incredibly detailed," he observed, his voice crackling through the communicator. "They could help us understand the social and economic structure of this civilization." I nodded, my eyes scanning the carvings and the religious ceremonies. There's a lot we can learn from these depictions. They might even give us clues about the purpose of the structure. Our exploration continued, each discovery adding to the growing body of knowledge about the site. We found more inscriptions, some of which appeared to be records or chronicles, detailing events and achievements. These texts were particularly exciting, as they had the potential to provide a historical context for the structure and its builders. As the dive progressed, we also focused on the preservation of the site. The fragile nature of the ruins required careful handling, and we employed advanced techniques to ensure that our work did not cause any damage. We used 3D scanning technology to create detailed models of the structure, allowing us to study it in depth without disturbing the original stones. Back on the boat, the atmosphere was one of exhilaration and exhaustion. We had gathered a wealth of data, and the task of analyzing and interpreting it was both daunting and thrilling. The reliefs, inscriptions, and architectural features provided a rich tapestry of information, each thread contributing to the larger story of this ancient civilization. In the weeks that followed, our team worked tirelessly to piece together the puzzle. The inscriptions were translated, revealing a complex society with a rich cultural heritage. The reliefs were studied in detail, offering insights into the daily lives and beliefs of the people. The architectural analysis shed light on the construction techniques and materials used, highlighting the ingenuity and skill of the builders. As we shared our findings with the academic community and the public, the response was overwhelmingly positive. The discovery had captured the imagination of people around the world, sparking interest and excitement. We received invitations to present our research at conferences and collaborate with other scholars, furthering our understanding of the site. The journey was far from over. The structure beneath the waves still held many secrets, and we were committed to uncovering them. With each dive, each discovery, we were writing a new chapter in the history of this ancient civilization. The sense of adventure and discovery that had driven us from the beginning continued to propel us forward, guiding us on a journey that promised to reveal even more about the world beneath the waves.